All right, you guys, today is the day that we're going to be dropping the headliner in the Rolls Royce Ghost 2010. Um, and we will be installing the new Starry Night with the shooting stars and different kind of displays in the headliner. So my headliner started to sag a little bit, so I thought it would be a great opportunity to get it reupholstered. So we're going to take the headliner out, get it reupholstered, and then come back and install the Starry Night and put it all back together. There are not many videos. I searched the YouTube that shows you kind of like step by step how to take out the headliner for a Rolls Royce Ghost 2010. I seen one for a Wraith and this, that, and other, but nothing for a Ghost. Not even one for a Phantom for that matter. So let me show you what I had to do. Okay, so here the parts that I've already taken off of the Rolls Royce Ghost, and I'm going to kind of show you step by step how we did that. Here are the rear side panels for the back, and then the front left and right. What are those? Anyways, that goes up by the windshield. So I had to use a couple different tools. Um, you got to always have your plastic pry bar, a nice fast Allen uh, Phillips screwdriver. This is the drill, and you can see all of the components and parts that comes off of this. You can even see some of the tacks that I had to hold up the headliner. You can't have a Rolls Royce with tacks holding up the headliner. So I caught it really early. I just didn't want it to sag too much. But these are all the parts that we're going to reinstall. And at this point in time, right now, we have the Rose Ghost. All right. So we have our spotlight in the back because, it gets dark in here. I got tint windows. Um, we have the headliner already detached and dropped down. And I could get in here a little bit and kind of talk to you guys about it. The very first thing that I had to do was I undid my visors. There's 3 screws under your visor. You're gonna hit the Phillips screwdriver on that, 1, 2, 3, and then you have the visor hook in. There's 1 screw in there. There's also a cover. You have to use like a little needle pen, and I don't have my pen here. It's probably on the floor there. I use one of those little orange needle pens to open up the access for the screw. Once I got access to the screw, I was able to do that side and this side, drop that down. There's also your microphone. You want to just pull that out. I mean, you can pull it out easily. Of course, it kind of pops right out, and then you unhook the wires here. You unhook the wires when you get those microphones out. And I use my little pen again. I use my little pen to kind of get under there, and then it pulls right out. Now, when you get to your center console, you're going to take off you're going to take off a cover, and I'll show you that white cover. You're going to take off a white cover, and it's going to give you access to 2 screws. Screw here, a screw there, and a screw here. Now you won't be able to see that, but you're gonna need to put again, Phillips head screwdriver in the hole, and it's gonna find the screw. And you're gonna unscrew that, and that's gonna give this right here. It's gonna free this loose. So you have that, and then you're gonna connect. You got your connectors. The white one goes on for the white one goes on the left. The red one goes on the far right, and all the other ones are numbered pins, so they're gonna fit exactly back in to the right hole because they can't go any other way. So that's how those go. You're gonna disconnect those as well, and they have little push pins here, so these are a little bit easier. You can just kind of squeeze that, and you'll be able to pop those out. Again, just everything is disconnected. All my wires here. Now, when you start taking out the column covers here, the first one you're going to take out, you're going to have a little screw here. You're going to have a little cover here that says airbag. You pop that off with your little needle pen tool, and then you're going to have a 20. I think it's a 20 torque screw in there. You're going to hit that 20 torque screw. That's going to unscrew the back cover and the front cover. And the back cover what, as you can see these holes here, you can see how it goes in there. It goes in and then it slides that way to lock in. Well, in order to take it out, you're gonna, once you get this torque screw out, you're going to pull this way. You're gonna pull towards the front of the car, and that's gonna put the big portion of the clip in this hole, and it makes it a lot easier. And when you pull one, it's pulling all, it's like 4 clips. You're pulling all 4 clips to the unlocking position, and you'll be able to pull those out. And for the front, it's almost the same. The locking position is that way. So when it's in your car and you get that torque screw. When you get that torque screw out of there, you're going to pull it to the rear, and then that's gonna put the clip in this big hole, which makes it easy to pop out. You also have a smaller 20 torque, I think T20 as well here, that you have to unscrew in order for that column cover to come out. Now I'm gonna disconnect. I didn't disconnect any airbags or anything like that. You don't need to do any of that. You do have to pop out these lights right here, and these lights were a pain. So I actually didn't take these out until I was able to drop the headliner down. And as you can see, my headliner, see, it's drooping. It's ready to be changed. We are going to get this changed out ASAP. Put our starry night in. We're going to keep the same color. Again, all these little fixtures have to come out. And the thing about it is, this side pops off pretty easy when it's connected. That side pops off pretty easy connected. The frame around the sunroof is a little more difficult, but you will see all it is. All you're doing right now. Let me turn the light on real quick. All you're doing right now is you're going to, when you're trying to pull this down, you're trying to pull those clips, these plastic clips that don't break, out of the metal frame here, and that's it. You just kind of get in there with 2 hands. I put one hand here, I put the other hand here, and I kind of just pop down, bam, and it popped right out. And then do the same thing on this side, pop right out, bam, came right out of those little holes right there. And you do that all the way around. And these two up here were, again, the same way. I have my clips right. Where did they go? Well, they're in there. But nonetheless, we're going to get this out now. So I have my sun visor down. I've leaned the seats all the way back. I leaned the seats all the way back, put them all the way down. They lay pretty much horizontally down, and I still was not able, you guys, to get the the headliner out of this car. It's just no room. There's no room. So I am going to go ahead and take my seats out. The front seat, both front seats. I'm going to take both front seats out. I think that's going to give me the clearance right here, because this door here from top to bottom is about 40. It's about 42, 43 inches, 43, 42 inches. Diagonally, I can get a little bit more. It's like 45. Diagonally, the door is about 45. Now, the length of the headliner, I think, was about 45. So if I can get it diagonally, I can get it out the back here at 45, but I can't do that with the chair sitting in here. So once I get the chair out, and now the front, I wouldn't be able to get it out perhaps maybe on the front driver's side, but I could get it out. If I get the front seat out, I should be able to get the it out that side, because this diagonal here is about like 46 to 48 inches. That's well enough room to slide, turn this thing sideways and kind of slide it out. But right now, what we're going to do is I've already undid my bolts. I did my 1-2 bolts on this side, 1-2 bolts on that side. I think it was a T45. Yep, I think it was it's not it. That's it. That's T25. Yeah, the seats are held down by T45, and I have to do the front. I haven't done the front here. So I'm going to do my T45 here on the front. Here it is right here. Yep, T45. I'm going to do those two. And I'm going to lift these heavy seats out before I move I got them all the way to the back right now. So that's good. So now I actually, at this moment in time, I'm going to go ahead and disconnect my battery because I don't want, I'm going to disconnect my battery because I don't want my seat airbags and I don't want any error codes to pop up. So I'm going to disconnect my battery before I take out my chairs. Then I'm going to take the chairs out and I should be able to drop the headliner. And then we're going to go ahead and remove the fabric and clean it up and get it ready for a new Starry Night install. But yeah, let me show you real quick. The first thing that we did down to removing this was to remove the 1, 2, 3 in the visor. Then we also remove the clip here in the hook. Once you move that, you just pull this down. There's some metal connectors. They just kind of slide right out. Then you have your lights here. And again, you just put like a little needle pin in there and it'll slide away from the connector. That's that. Here is my microphone cover. I left it on the other one. I'm going to take it off. I got to take it off in order to do the refabric, but this is what it looks like. So pretty much you go in that way and then you clip it up in that way. So when you're taking them off, just you want to pull, I guess, pull down from you can pull it out like that way and then slide out. And then these right here were a beast because it has those metal clips. So you got to be able to push those metal clips in and then you can push this down and you can also disconnect that one pretty easy as well. But this one is this is the first, and a couple of those teeth broke off there. So I'm going to repair that. But this is the first part that you have to take off. And as you can see, you got 2 on that side and there's 2 on that side. And these 2 aren't there anymore. And then there's 2 in the front. I think there was probably some in the back. I don't know. I think it was off before I did it. And I only had one of them come off and I found this one. So I'm going to put them back together with some plastic glue. Actually, I'm going to weld it back with plastic, do my plastic weld. But again, here's where those 2 holes are going to be. Once you get this cover off, you're going to have 2 holes. A screw is going to be in there and a screw is going to be in there. So make sure you remove those screws or it is not coming off and you don't want to pull on it and break it. The handles are pretty simple. You just pop these covers, you pop your little covers off each side, and then you have access to the torque 25, maybe. I think it's torque 25, T25. Here's the airbag clip that I was telling you about that hides the other torque screw that holds these here in place. There, that's where that airbag clip goes. And again, if I look on the back, you want to look on the back of these, you can see that those are the clips. And I was telling you that they go in and they slide to the back. So when you slide it out, you want to make sure you slide it forward. This is the back one. You want to slide it forward and then pop them out. Here's that screw that's also, this is that T20 torque. And that is the one that is actually attached to the airbag harness. So you want to make sure you screw that back in when we get ready to replace it. And then the front, again, the same way. This one is the driver's side, perhaps. I don't know. But we have the clips there. One clip broke, so I'm going to replace those clips. I got to find those clips and put them back. And this is what it looks like, of course. And this is the part that screws into the back piece. And this screws into where your airbag clip covers. This screws into that from the other side. So you guys, we are getting ready to keep this party going, and I'll film as much of this as possible so that way you guys can have an idea of how to do your Rolls-Royce Ghost headliner and Starry Night part 1.